Now you got your sandals.
Hey there, welcome back. If you lived through the 70s, you know fashion was a wild ride. Some trends had people rolling their eyes, but let's be honest, we all ended up wearing them. Let's dive into 10 unforgettable fashion trends from the 70s that people love to hate, until they found themselves rocking them too. Number 1. Wide-collared shirts.
When the sun goes down and the evening rolls around, that's the time I find.
Wide-collared shirts were everywhere. The collars were so big they practically doubled as wings. My uncle used to joke, "Careful in the wind, you might take off." But despite the jokes, wide-collared shirts became a staple. Paisley prints, solid colors, even those wild geometric patterns. If your shirt didn't have a wide collar, were you even trying? And when you paired them with a polyester suit or bell-bottoms, you were ready for a night out. Sure, they were a bit much, but that was the point. The 70s weren't about subtlety, and wide-collared shirts made sure you stood out. Number 2. Jumpsuits. Jumpsuits were stylish, fun, and absolutely everywhere in the 70s. But let's be honest, every woman who wore one knew the struggle. They looked great until you had to, well, take a bathroom break. Then it was an awkward dance of zippers, buttons, and silent regret. Still, despite the inconvenience, jumpsuits were worth it. They hugged in all the right places, made you feel put together with minimal effort, and worked for everything from disco nights to casual afternoons. Sure, they tested your patience, but when you nailed the look, it was all worth it. Number 3. Tube tops. Just a simple band of fabric, but somehow they became the ultimate fashion statement in the 70s. I'll never understand how the girls pulled it off, but they looked incredible. A tube top under a satin bomber jacket, paired with those iconic Ditto jeans, platform shoes that added just the right height, and a scarf tied perfectly. It was the kind of outfit that turned heads. Of course, you couldn't wear tube tops or halter tops to school unless you threw on a button-up shirt over them. But once that last bell rang, the button-up came off, and there it was. The carefree, effortless style everyone noticed. Whether it was at the roller rink, the mall, or a backyard party, that look left an impression you didn't forget. Take a quick pause and click on this awesome button called subscribe so we can stay connected. It will also encourage me to share many more 70s treasures like the one you're watching right now. Thanks. Number 4. Polyester suits and leisure suits. Polyester suits and leisure suits were the ultimate symbols of 70s fashion. Polyester suits were bold, shiny, and perfect for formal events, or at least that's what we told ourselves. Wide lapels, flared pants, and colors that ranged from powder blue to mustard yellow made them unforgettable. Leisure suits.
Well, very simply stated, it means that leisure suits cause cancer.
Exactly how does that happen?
Then came leisure suits, the laid-back cousin, made from the same polyester fabric but without the stuffy rules. No ties, no fuss, just a jacket with oversized lapels, patch pockets, and a loud shirt underneath. Whether you were heading to a dinner party, hitting the local bar, or just trying to look your best on a casual night out, a leisure suit had your back. Sure, both had their critics. Too hot, too shiny, too much. But they defined the decade. And if you ever wore one, you probably still remember how it felt to strut into a room with that unmistakable 70s swagger. Number 5, Doctor. Scholl's wooden sandals.
They were the unmistakable fashion for your feet in the late 60s and 70s. And if you didn't own your own pair, you could probably find them in someone else's closet.
Ah, Dr. Scholl's wooden sandals, the ultimate 70s summer shoe that was equal parts style and challenge. With that wooden sole and a single leather strap, they were minimalist, chic, and unmistakably 70s. You didn't just wear them, you survived them. Every step came with that signature clip-clop sound, echoing through school hallways and beach boardwalks. The girls at school always had stories about them, especially the classic ankle smack that everyone experienced at least once. It was like a rite of passage. But despite the bruises and the constant toe gripping, Dr. Scholl's sandals were a must-have. If you weren't wearing them, you probably wanted to be. They were simple, stylish, and unforgettable, even if they left your ankles worse for wear. Number 6. Earth shoes. Now there's a blast from the past.
Negative heel shoes, they're called. The first ones, earth shoes, were designed by a Danish yoga teacher, Anna Kalso.
The heel was lower than the toes, giving them that signature slope design that looked unusual but promised all kinds of benefits. At the time, everyone had an opinion about them. Some thought they were just another hippie fad, while others swore they were a game changer. I was one of those who loved them. My earth shoes were roomy, comfortable, and let my toes spread out naturally, something my flat feet desperately needed. And let's be honest, they looked pretty great peeking out from under a pair of bell-bottom jeans. People debated whether the design really did all it claimed, but for me, they worked. After wearing them, my flat feet felt better, and that alone made them worth it. Sure, they weren't flashy, but they had this understated cool that fit right in with the laid-back 70s vibe. If you had a pair, you probably remember how different they felt and how hard it was to go back to regular shoes after trying them. Number 7. Moon boots. Moon boots were in a league of their own. Unlike earth shoes, which were all about comfort and health, moon boots were about making a statement. Inspired by the actual boots worn by astronauts, they were big, puffy, and futuristic, like you were ready to bounce around in zero gravity. You'd see them on the slopes, in the streets, and anywhere someone wanted to stand out. Bright colors, thick padding, and that unmistakable bulk made them hard to miss. Moon boots weren't subtle, but that was the point. They were playful, bold, and a little bit ridiculous in the best way possible. No, they weren't the same as earth shoes. Earth shoes grounded you, literally, while moon boots, they shot you straight into orbit. And in the 70s, both found their place in closets across America. Number 8. Satin bomber jackets.
Oh, hi. Yeah, where's the little woman?
In the bathroom.
Oh.
Satin bomber jackets were bold, shiny, colorful, and impossible to ignore. My first one was bright red with white stripes down the sleeves. My dad thought it looked ridiculous. A jacket made of satin? What's next, velvet jeans? But bomber jackets had attitude. You felt like a rock star wearing one. And whether you were heading to a concert or just hanging out with friends, a satin bomber jacket made you stand out. They were lightweight, perfect for spring or fall, and came in every color you could imagine. Sure, they didn't keep you warm in winter, but who cared? Satin bomber jackets were all about the look. Number 9. Bell bottoms.
The world's toughest pair of pants. Men, we're glad you walk on 2 legs.
Bell bottoms, whether you called them flares, elephant legs, or today's bootcut jeans, they were everywhere in the 70s. You couldn't walk down the hall without seeing someone rocking a bodysuit tucked into a pair of bell bottoms or those classic hip hugger cords that somehow made every outfit look effortlessly cool. Parents thought they were impractical, but we didn't care. The swish of the fabric as you walked, the perfect fit at the hips, and the endless pairing options made bell bottoms the go-to choice. Sure, bootcut jeans try to bring back that magic today, but nothing beats the real deal from the 70s. Number 10. Gaucho pants. Gaucho pants, cropped wide-leg pants that hit mid-calf, were a quintessential 70s fashion piece. I knew plenty of girls who had them, and they'd rave about their denim gauchos or the oh-so-70s ultra-suede versions. And honestly, they made them work. Gauchos weren't for the disco floor, you weren't spinning under a mirror ball in tall boots. But that's exactly how they were worn, with sleek, knee-high boots that made every outfit feel effortlessly chic. Whether it was a casual day out or heading to class, gauchos were a statement. And for some, they were unforgettable. I've heard more than a few say they'd love to see gauchos make a comeback. No patchwork, no wild patterns, Just that classic 70s charm that fit right in with the era's love for bold, unique styles. The 70s gave us some unforgettable fashion trends. Some loved, some hated, but all iconic. Which one do you remember most? Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more trips down memory lane. Until next time.